class. For today's lesson, we're going to discuss chapter 2, which is all about basic concepts of ratio. So, what do we mean by ratio? A ratio is a comparison of the sizes of two or more quantities. The common forms of expressing ratio are the following. So, in fraction form, using a colon to separate the quantities, or using the word two. For example, if a class consists of 24 boys and 30 girls, then the ratio of boys to girls can be written in any of the following forms. So, pwedeng 24 over 4 equals 4 over 5. So, simplest form lang po ito class na 4 over 5. Okay? So, divide both side lang to kung ano yung ano niya. Then, pwede din naman na 4. Ayan. So, gagamit tayo ng colon. Ayan. 4, 5. So, colon. Or, paano siya basahin? 4:5. Okay, so ito po yung ratio na gagamitin natin. Pwedeng division, 24 over 30 or 4 over 5, or pwede din na 4:5. So, gagamit tayo dyan ng colon. Okay, so, the numbers that belong to a given ratio are called the terms of the ratio. So, when a ratio involves more than two quantities, the colon form is used. Okay, so tatandaan niyo po yung class. When a ratio involves more than two quantities, the colon form is used. So, for example, the ratio of the three numbers 5, 3, and 2 can be written as, ito po siya. Ayan yung itsura niya. So, gagamit tayo dyan ng colon. And read as, so paano siya basahin? 5:3:2. Okay, so 5:3:2. When writing ratios, the units of measurement are excluded. So, however, the numbers in a ratio must be in the same units. For example, the ratio of 45 minutes to 2 hours can be expressed by first converting 2 hours to minutes. So, 2 times 60 equals 120 minutes. Okay, so from hours, convert natin siya sa minute. So, 2 times 60, we have 120 minutes. Then, writing the ratio as, so we have 45 over 120. So, saan galing yung 45? So, dito po sa given example. So, 45. And then, yung 120 from 2 hours, converting into minutes, we have 120. So, 45 over 120. So, in simplest form, we have 3 over 8 or 3:8. So, ito yung answer natin. 3 over 8 or 3:8. Okay, so let's proceed to the given example. So, example number A, in a class of 40 students, 24 are girls and 16 are boys. The ratio of boys to girls is 16:24 or 2:3. Okay, so paano nakuha yung 2:3? Ano lang natin, simplify lang natin or simplest form, which is 2:3. Okay, so ito po yung ratio ng boys to girls. Then, the ratio of girls to the total number of students in the class is 24 over 40. So, saan po to galing? Anyways, itong 16, saan po to galing na 16? So, dito po, sa 16 are boys. So, 16 over 24. So, ratio siya ng boys to girls, which is, ayan. And then, yung 24 naman natin dito, so 24 girls, then 24:40 or 3:5. So, simplify din natin siya, simplest form. Okay, so letter B. In a conference, the number of participants from Europe, America, and Asia are 60, 72, and 48, respectively. Hence, the ratio of European, American, and Asian participants is 60:72, 72:48. Or 5:6:4 in simplest form. Okay? So, ayan, since wala naman ditong pinapahanap, so, kukunin lang natin yung, yung ratio ng European, American, and Asian. So, which is 60:72:48. Or, simplest form niya is 5:6:4. Okay? Okay, so when the quantities being compared cannot be expressed in the same unit, then the number used to compare them is called rate instead of ratio. Okay, so tatandaan niyo po siya class. When the quantities being compared cannot be expressed in the same unit, then the number is used to compare them is called rate instead of ratio. Okay, so the following are examples of rates rather. So, example number 1. A proofreader finds that a certain manuscript contains an average of 3 errors per page. Number 2, a car travels at an average speed of 60 kilometers per hour. So, ito po example ng rates. Okay, so hindi na siya under ratio. A car consumes gasoline at the rate of 10 kilometers per liter. A recipe calls for 2 eggs for every 1.5 cups of flour. Then number 5, a painter consumes paint at the rate of 1 gallon of paint for every 50 square feet of surface. Okay, so 2 ratios are said to be equivalent if the fractions which represent them are equivalent fractions. So hence, 2 ratios, so A is to B and C is to D are equivalent if and only if. So meron tayo dyan na conditions. Pwedeng maging equal yung 2 fraction or 2 ratios, which is A is to B and C is to D if and only if A times D equals B times C. So a ratio A is to B is said to be in simplest form if GCF A and B is equal to 1. So dapat mag-equal siya sa 1. Okay? So, let's proceed to the given example. So, number 1. The ratios 4:7 and 12:21 are equivalent ratios since 4 times 21 equals 7 times 12 equals 84. So, ayun, equivalent po siya kasi 4 times 21, ang tawag dito is yung may mean and extreme. So, kung sa mga previous lesson nyo sa junior high, so yung extreme and mean and extreme. So, 4 times 21 equal to 7 times 12, which is same 84. So, therefore, equivalent ratio siya, okay? Moreover, when written as fractions, they represent equivalent fractions since 4/7 equals 12/21. Okay? So, pag simplify natin sila, equal pa rin po sila sa 4/7. So, the ratios 4:7 and 12:21 are equivalent ratio with integer terms and in simplest form. So, simplify natin or simplest form natin yung 12/21. We may multiply both terms by the least common denominator of 2 fractions. This gives, okay, so ayan po siya, class. So, 1/4 over 1/1/2. Okay, so sa ano lang naman to, class? Sa LCD. Okay, so yung LCD natin dyan is, ayun, so 4 times 1/4, then 4 times 1/2. So, it will be 1/2. So, which shows that the simplest form of the ratio is 1:2. Okay, so number 3. A man divided his estate in the ratio of 5:2:1 for his wife, his 2 children, and to charity. If the money given to charity amounted to 1.5 million pesos, determine the total amount of his estate and the amount received by each of his 2 children. Okay, so for our solutions, since the value of the estate was divided into 10 equal parts, the money that was given to charity represents one of these equal parts. So, if we let X be the amount of the estate, then, so, saan po galing yung 10? So, galing po dun sa, 10 equal parts. So, 10 times 1.5. So, saan po galing yung 1.5? Doon po galing sa, sa charity, 1.5. So, we have X equals 15, which means that the total amount of the estate is 15 million, which, while each of his 2 children received, so, ano lang natin siya, multiply natin siya sa 2. So, 2 times 1.5. So, saan galing yung 1.5? So, doon po sa amount sa given. So, we have yung 2 children nakakakuha ng 3 million pesos. Then, next, a rich father donates his estate to his 3 sons, a ratio of, okay, so meron siyang 3 sons, so ratio niya is 2:3:4. If his estate is worth 24 million pesos, how much will each receive? So, 2:3:4, then 24 million pesos yung estate niya, ilan kayong makukuha ng kada anak? Okay, so for our solution, so let x is the unit share. Therefore, okay, so yung paghahati-hatian, which is 24 million pesos. So let 2x is the share of the first son. Okay, so 2x. 3x is the share of the second son. And 4x is the share of the third son. Okay, so ayan po yung mga x natin. So yung x amount ng paghahati-hatian, which is 24 million pesos. 2x share of the first son. 3x is the share of the second son. And 4x is the share of the third son. Okay, so i-add lang natin sila lahat. So kasi nga paghahati-hatian niya nila yung tatlo. So i-add lang natin sila. 2x plus 3x plus 4x. So, i-equate natin siya sa total amount ng estate, which is 24 million pesos. And, so, 2x plus 3x plus 4x, we have 9x. So, kulang dito ng 0. Kasi million. Kulang ng isang 0. So, 9x equals 24 million pesos. Okay, so, ayan. So, divide both side by 9 para tanggal na yung katabi ng x. So, x na lang natira. So, x equals 24 million over 9. Okay, divide both side by 9. Okay, so, our x is 2 million. So, ayan na, hindi ko na ang haba. So, for 1 share. So, ito yung sa 1 share, for 1 share. Okay, now, ilan kaya yung sa second child? So, sa second child is nasa 5 million plus. Okay? So, ayan po siya. Kalas, hindi ko nababasahin ng haba. And then, sa third son, okay, so, nasa 8 million. Then, sa last, nasa 10 million. Eldest. Okay, so, mas mataas sa, sa panganay. Okay, so, pag tinotal natin sila lahat-lahat, it is equal to 24 million pesos. Okay? So, eto sa panganay, nasa 10 million pesos plus. Sa second, sa middle, 8 million pesos. Then, sa bunso, 5 million plus. Okay, then, pag inad natin sila lahat-lahat, a total of 24 million pesos, which is, yun po yung nasa given example. Okay, so, that's all for today, class. I hope you learned from this video lesson. And then, if you have any question regarding this topic, so you may ask me on our GC or through Messenger. Okay, so goodbye class and see you in our next video lesson.